again, this is WQIR 514, Atlanta 947. My name is Julie with this week's New User Tips and Operating Procedure segment. And yes, this week we will talk about radio field operations. Field operations are basically any time you use your GMRS radios away from your primary operating position. There are a lot of ways you can use your radio in this way. It could be a handheld radio on the trail in the woods or on the farm in the pasture. It might be a mobile radio mounted to a side-by-side out on the trails, or maybe just while camping or hiking. These are just a few examples of field operation. Some things to consider while operating remotely are: do you need an extra battery for your HT? Do you have to consider setup time for an ammo can radio? Will you be able to perform your primary tasks for remote operation and use the radio? For example, handheld radios make us think we can walk around and talk at the same time. In fact, in some circles, they are referred to as walkie-talkies. However, in actual use, it is important to stand still while using an HT because even small motions can wash your signal in and out. Even so, deploying your radio operations to the field is pretty straightforward. Most field operations should be done in simplex, but there are times when repeater access can be important. Before you go, you should have an awareness of repeater locations relative to your operational area. There are a lot of resources on the North Georgia GMRS Network website, including an interactive map of GMRS repeaters. Be sure your radios are programmed for any repeaters within range of your operational area. Once on scene, engage in some limited testing, both in simplex and in repeater calls, to know what coverage you might have. Location is everything, so having coverage on high ground does not ensure you'll have coverage in lower elevations. Coverage will vary with terrain, even in simplex. As you operate in the field, make notes regarding areas of good coverage and areas with poor coverage. This will help in future endeavors within that operating area. Do we need to break?
Yes.
These are just a few of the preferred practices of North Georgia GMRS members, and these procedures are how we become the best operators on the nation's largest, most advanced repeater network. And remember, if you have any questions or suggestions for new user tips and operating procedures, send me a note at julie@nggmrs.org. We are North Georgia GMRS Network, and this is WQIR 514, Atlanta 947. My name is Julie. Good night, everyone.